in Austria, and it's been incredible. And you know, I think maybe some people might think, well, how is that going to help Australia? You know, why go all the way over there, 33 hours? You know, what are you doing? What's the point? Well, I want to explain to you exactly what I have gotten out of this, but also what Australia has also gotten out of this. Now, I spent most of the conference time doing interviews with people all over the world, from Canada to Poland to Germany to Norway, England, New Zealand, and other countries even. And what I was able to do was explain to them where I came from in terms of the COVID restrictions, the lockdowns, obviously my time in prison. And I was able to expose what's happening in Australia, what happened then and what is still happening. I talked about the federal election, the upcoming Victorian election, but also really importantly, I connected with people all around the world, really important people in this field like Tess Lawrie, Dr. Russo, who was with Simone Gold when they did that first thing outside the White House. Remember back in, I think it was August 2020, they did that big thing about ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. Actually, I think it was about hydroxychloroquine. I got to meet those doctors, Ryan Cole, Dr. Bagdi. I've made personal connections with all of those people. Now, I didn't make those connections for me, Monica Smith. I made them for Australia, for Reignite Democracy Australia, so that when and if I need their expertise in something, they've seen me, they've met me, they've been in my energy sphere, in my field. And when you meet someone in person as opposed to Zoom, it is obviously completely different. So I want to let you know that I didn't come here for a holiday. And even if I did, I'm allowed to do that. I literally have not had a break except for 22 days in prison since I started 2.5 years ago. So even if I was coming for a holiday, that is obviously fine as well. But I also want to let you know that I've worked really hard to further the exposure for Australia, and who knows what that could have in the end as well. I also got to casually hang out with these people. I got to have dinner and glasses of wine with Tess Lawrie. I mean, you can't explain the value of making these connections. And I hope that I made a good impression for Australia, and I'll keep getting invited to these things. And also, I was able to proudly carry around my Australian badge everywhere I went. I had an Australian flag with me as well. I got to speak at a rally in Austria with the Australian flag around my shoulders, and that made me feel very proud. You know, Australia and Austria, they only have 2 letters difference. So we're basically family, I reckon. And also, I don't know if you guys remember, I did the SOS from Australia last December when Australia was really struggling to keep its morale up. And Austria actually had a protest with over 700 people at the Australian embassy on our behalf. So I was able to thank them in person with my voice on behalf of all of Australia, and it was received really, really well. The videos will be up soon of my speeches and also the rally, and I really look forward to sharing that with you. And guess what? I'm off to the Netherlands to meet the farmers on the ground. You guys will see all that news as well. And we're actually traveling to the Netherlands with Chantal Baker from New Zealand. So we are sort of hanging out with our sisters and brothers from across the water. And we'll make some great connections with her as well. And yeah, so that's an update on how it's all going. And every single minute of every single day of this conference was worth it. And if the organisers of the conference are listening to this video, I would like to say thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for shouting us to come. It was worth every penny, and we're just so excited that we were here. My dad came along with me to be my bodyguard, he says. But anyway, he was here helping me network, and so was my personal relations manager, Kyla. They paid for her to come as well. So I'm very grateful to them, and I'm very grateful to Austria for having us. And Victoria, I'll see you soon for the election. I'm coming back, don't you worry. And we've got some plans for that as well. But I will see you all soon, and I'll give you an update as well. Okay, see you guys.